This is Mr. James Edelston from East Central Falcons. How do you feel you performed during the game?
I feel I performed well. Probably could have performed a lot better, but a lot of things came into play. Like I was tired from like training the day before, but we got a win and I got a goal. So
Do you reckon you should change your training times and if that's going to affect your performance?
I feel like I should, but I just thought because I didn't go in the week and it was the only time really I had. Like I thought, might as well just get a few like little bits of training in, like little techniques and drills and stuff like that. But I suppose like I'm just gonna have to try and change it up for next week.
Do you think it'll affect your performance every week if you keep doing the same thing?
I think it is. I think it's important to keep changing it up because it helps with different parts. So say like 1 week I could be working on shooting, and then being a centre mid, I can work on defending or just stamina and stuff like that. So.
Do you think you was under a lot of pressure when participating in such a big game? Because it was a cup game and all?
Because being in a cup game, it's always going to be like massive, and obviously you want to win, being it like knockout, but I feel like the pressure just added to like the players wanting it more, and especially me, like being captain as well. You've got to keep the players going on a big game, and I feel like I did that and the team did that. So,
do you think the pressure might have affected any player's motivation at all during the game? Do you think?
Well, I know like a few of the players, if like they make mistakes, the red goes down. Like, I'm one of them, so. But I think pressure always builds towards the end of the game as well. It makes you more focused, and I think it helped me a lot, and it helped. Yeah, you could tell through the player, like with the players, it helped quite a lot as well. So, yeah.
So, did this influence your focus at all, or in just positive or negative ways?
It's always going to have like a negative because because we did go 1-0 down as well, so like my focus sort of dropped from keeping like the defence packed, and then I just wanted to attack then and get us back in the game. But I feel like once we did that, our focus was straight back into our game plan, which was catch them on a break, and I think we did that well because we got a win.
Yeah. Do you feel like you had full concentration throughout the game, and why?
I feel like I did because it's a cup game and you've got to be concentrated all the way through because anything can happen in football. Like they could have made a late comeback, and fatigue and stuff like that could play a big part in the game. So I feel like my concentration was like quite high in the game, and I think it was for everybody else as well.
So do you think your concentration influenced other people to get more concentrated and eager to win?
Well, being like I was just sat in front of two centre mids, so if I was like up and down, and obviously being the captain as well and trying to give out orders and tell people like where they need to be and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like it did influence other players as well, because if my concentration's high, it's going to make others high as well, because they're looking at me thinking, oh, James is doing such a thing, I should step up my game now because I'm not playing as well.
Yeah. Did playing against the opposition affect your performance and confidence?
Well, they did play quite well in the last game. Like I know they won like by quite a big margin, so it's always going to play in your mind. Like going 1-0 down as well, I thought, oh, here we go, like because I've seen a few of the defenders' heads like go down a bit, but you just got to have that motivation in the team, just got to have that belief, and then obviously we got back in the game, and it's always going to play a big part, because when you come on the pitch and you see the other team warming up and you can see him doing, like you see him taking shots and you just think, oh, he's good, I'm going to have to watch him, stuff like that. So it does affect, but just keep to your game plan, don't you?
So do you think by everyone having the right confidence in the game to balance it out, do you reckon that helped you get the win?
Pardon?
Do you think that helped you get the win, all your players keeping confident throughout the whole game?
Yeah, I think it did. You can't really win games if all your players aren't concentrating and like feel like they're letting the Reds go and stuff like that. Like the other team is going to capitalise on it, but we did keep our concentration. And it was a good performance from all of that.
Why did your performance influence the end result of the game, do you think?
Just my performance.
Yeah, just yours.
Well, I got a goal to get us like back in the game. So bringing it back to 1-1, it's like a 0-0 scenario again, and it's just you start again, you keep going.
Yeah.
And obviously, I like to think I am quite motivational on the pitch as well. So when the players see me take the ball and put it in the back of the net, just wanted to keep the players going and keep that momentum going, and we did. We scored straight after that, and then half time came and we were on top. So
do you think it's your role as a captain to keep the players motivated and confident throughout like the whole season?
I feel like it plays a big part in it. So I feel like my role as a captain should always be to keep players motivated, but there's always that, like, you've always got to keep yourself motivated as well. So it can always come from me. Like, I'm always going to try and keep players motivated on the pitch, but if you're not motivated yourself, you can't really help other players.
Do you think your skill sets increased or decreased your chances of winning the game?
Well, I did assist 2 goals, so I suppose like my biggest attribute on the pitch is passing. Like, I'm quite a good passer of the ball, and I'm always looking up and finding people's feet and just trying to put people through all the time. So I feel like that did help quite a lot. Yeah.
So you say you did win the game, didn't you?
Yeah.
What personal factors affect the end result? The end result, like confidence.
I feel like looking at the other team, they started arguing in like with one another and stuff like that, and we kept a cool head and we just kept going and keeping confidence throughout the whole team and keeping that momentum and motivation right towards the end, because we got a goal right at the end as well. So we just really ran away with the game once we kept that momentum going, and the confidence was just building in the players. You could see it. So
I just noticed this in your questionnaire. You've put the reason why you wasn't fit during the game because you wasn't at training like the few weeks before because of university. How do you reckon you'll improve that to make sure you are fit for every single game, so you can play the best as you can?
I feel like there's always stuff you can do at home, like little training sessions outside, like just kicking the ball around, just like getting your touch right and stuff like that for the games. And I know I've got to like get down, like because I go uni in Preston and I play football in Manchester. It's hard to get back because then I've got to get back for lessons the next morning. So it is hard, but I'm just gonna keep trying to keep fit, going to the gym, stuff like that, and try and get back for training as much as I can.
Do you think you'll have better time management now of scheduling before like training and uni, like getting that balance?
Yeah, because I've seen how vital it is for me to get that right. So I know how important it is for me to get to training, because like there's people saying drills and that there's just drills that I've not taken part in, and being a captain as well, I should know stuff like that. So I think it really is important for me to get that time management in and keep the right balance.
You said you performed a ritual before the game to influence your performance. You've put you'd wake up earlier, kick the ball around to get your first touches, your bad touches out of the way first. So can you talk to me like any more rituals that you could possibly use in the future that will probably make your performance better?
I feel like that's quite a good one, because like you can get up early, and it's like always getting the bad touches out first is important, because then you feel like ready for the game. And I don't know, maybe working on stuff that I'm not really good at, so maybe getting like a player like yourself and then just like working on like defensive, like just right before the game, just jockeying and stuff like that, making sure that I'm game ready.
You put on your questionnaire how you felt your confidence was before the match, and you put good. Is there any way that you'd be able to improve that and increase that confidence before an actual match?
Ooh, I feel like my confidence is always good before the game, but I feel like it was like the factor of like the team that they won in quite a big margin before the game with us. So I just thought like maybe like they might like get a quick like an overhand over us and like they might do us over, but I suppose I'm just got to keep a clear mind and just keep that motivation and just be confident in my team's skill, because we all are good footballers and we're a good team.
You've put that you wasn't under any stress before the game, like psychologically, like you wasn't worried, wasn't anxious. Is there any reasons like why you've managed that to be so good, so you can actually go out and play good?
I feel like I'm quite a level-headed person anyway, so even on the pitch, like being a captain, you've got to be like, you can't really let your head go, and then if other people look at you and they think, oh, James's head's gone, so I'm not really going to get any motivation from the captain, don't know really where I'm supposed to be playing, and it just drops from there. So being such a big role on the pitch, I feel like I've got to be like that clear-minded before a game and during the game as well.
On your questionnaire as well, you've put how your arousals level were before the game. You've put high, and during the game you've put high as well for arousal levels. But after the game you've put moderate. Can you talk to me about that and tell me how that decreased?
I think it was just fatigue really, just being at a cup game. I just wanted to give it my all. That's like really the reason it was high during and before, because I just wanted to get on the pitch and get playing, and then whilst I was on the pitch, like getting a goal made it higher, and I just really wanted to go out and get another one or just try and help my teammates score. But after the game it's always going to drop because you always feel tired, but I was still quite like, it wasn't low, I was still quite high, but I was just weren't as high as when I was playing.
Do you think like the environmental factors played a part in the game? Like, was it good conditions to play football in?
It was a cold morning. People don't really warm up as good on cold mornings, and the pitch was quite hard. But we've played on worse pitches, and the team played well on it, and I feel I did as well. So I think that's why we got a win.